Hi, people, and welcome to my Thursday tier list thing where I go on and complain and like, you know, do this thing where I rate these things of entertainment. And today I'm doing Mortal Kombat, apparently. I'm doing Mortal Kombat video games. So, um, because I love Mortal Kombat, at least I used to play a hell of a lot of Mortal Kombat, just as much as I play Street Fighter. I have a whole crap load of fighting games, all from the whole Super Nintendo era. I got a lot of them. I got a Sega game, fighting games. I got fighting games for pretty much every system, like especially Dreamcast. I got a whole bunch, Bushido Blade and all kinds of stuff. So I've always been obsessed with fighting games, and I'm pretty good at it. So anyway, with Mortal Kombat here, we're gonna go from the flawless, the best one, like flawless victory, you know, and all the way down to it's bad, it's just bad, you know. So that's the way I made it. It sounds stupid, probably, I don't know. It all depends on you guys. So here we go. Um, Starting with Mortal Kombat 1, we're just gonna go from the front to the last. Okay. Now Mortal Kombat 1 was the what can we say? It was the first Mortal Kombat ever. It was the first game. It was the one that made people want to play Mortal Kombat. It had fatalities. Nowadays, it kind of looks a little like real dated, real old. Real chalky. The music though was doo 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 and all that stuff is pretty cool. Still, you know, I like that sound. I like that you mix the Asian sound with different beats. I like that type of thing. I tried to do it a long time ago when I created my music in the early 2000s. I tried to take Asian music and mix it together with black music and even with African drum beats. Um, I don't know how you would be able to do that, but you can do it. I did it though. But either way, my point is, like, I just went off a topic. Mortal Kombat 1 was great, and it only had a certain amount of characters, like six, I think. And cause you had Liu Kang, Kano, Sonya, Scorpion, Sub Zero, uh, and Johnny Cage. So yeah, you only had six characters, and you had the mortality, whatever you call it, fatalities, I should say. I can't want to say mortality, but you had the fatalities where they were easy to do, and it was fun, and everything. And you had Goro, that was this big thing towards the end, and then you had Shang Tsung, um, or what people used to say, Shang Ting Tsung. They used to call him Shang Ting Tsung. Ugh. Anyway, and the thing that I liked was they would have that part in the middle of the game where you'd be like, how would you say, uh, test your might. You'd be testing your might, and you go, you tapping a thing, and he's steady going like that. And then you go, so the first Mortal Kombat is legendary. That's the term I'm trying to say. So because the first Mortal Kombat is legendary and it's the best, it was the best at that time. So I'm giving it a flawless. And it's perfect. Okay, it's flawless because it's legendary. There will be no Mortal Kombat anything without this game. So the first one automatically legendary. Going to Mortal Kombat 2. Mortal Kombat 2, I remember had a hype, and when it came out, it had like these little videos. I used to go to the mall. They used to have KB Toy Store for y'all that remembers that franchise, that business franchise, and they used to put the video games on like the commercials or what do you call it? Not commercials, trailers for the game on the videos out there and stuff. And there was this big little movie scene with Katana walking through and Baraka and all these characters nobody knew at the time until the game fully came out. And then they had uh, Liu Kang, Kung Lao, and all this and all these other characters that were cool. And then you had this guy that comes out and goes tipsy, tipsy, right? Which made it gay or whatever you say, tipsy or crispy. I don't know what the hell people say. There's all these different people used to say all kinds of crap. You go to one person's house and they'd be like, oh, tipsy, or someone else's house, and they're like, oh, he said crispy, and then another one saying, oh, he's saying toasty, and then he's saying all this crap. Or another one's saying, oh, he's saying whoopee, so you have no idea what the hell this guy's saying, but it's funny. It's funny that the guy comes out and says some stupid shit. And the backgrounds in this game is awesome. I like the pit where you can drop people in. That's what made this one good. Is there was the pit that you could drop people in, or you could punch them up in. The fatalities got a little bigger. You had the fatalities, the brutalities, and the friendship, which was funny as hell, because you get Liu Kang doing this little stupid dance, and it was funny, you know. It was a really funny game, and you know, so I liked the hell out of Mortal Kombat 2 because of that. And there's so many other things that made this game cool. Oh, I think you had animalities in part 2. Might have been 2 or 3 is one of them, but you had the animalities, which I didn't like so much. I didn't perform that much because it was just like, come on, it takes them forever to do certain things with these fatalities and all this brutalities and friendships. All these little button moves you had to know to do it. And it's so funny now when you look back at these games from back then that now they just like, because I went to someone's house and I played like, I think it was 11 or something, Mortal Kombat 11 or 10, one of them. And I did a fatality so quick, and this guy owns the game. And I never played a damn game until I went to his house. And I was like Kung Lao. And then I did the move real quick and boom, it was fatality. And he's like getting pissed, like, God dang it. You can say it's like instinct from me playing Mortal Kombat like half my life, or majority of my life. But either way, it's like, it was so easy. It was too easy. Because back in the day, I had to do this whole spinning the thing to make him, you can't do this. Pop it, hit somebody in the face. You know, that stuff doesn't happen easy in old Mortal Kombat games. So, anyway, Mortal Kombat 2, great game. I want to put it up here. I'm going to put it up here. Because it's just as equally good as 1 because it gave us the most of our characters. It also gave us Katoro. And it gave us God, I can't even think of his name right now. They gave us Katoro, which was like Goro's brother or father, one of the two. I can't even remember. I think it was his father. And then it's like, and he was like half. It looked like he was a leopard dragon man, or not even leopard. I guess what is it? Tiger. The way his patterns was on his body, like some kind of tiger, dragon person. Because that's what they're trying to say Goro was. And even in the first game, they kind of looked more like claymation. But the whole thing that they were realistic people in Mortal Kombat, I think that's what made the game even more better. Because the only game you had similar to where there was real people and they were fighting was Pit Fighter. And Pit Fighter was kind of lame, but people played it all the time. It was in every arcade back in the day. You would go to the arcade and people played Pit Fighter. It was funny. It was a stupid little game, but it was funny. And this came out, and it was like, oh my god, they're ripping their heads off, and they're tearing hearts out, and skeletons, and all this crap. You know, so Mortal Kombat did that type of realistic character thing of justice, and this is awesome. You know, so part 2 is just an improvement of part 1. They still kept in the test your might thing too. You know, somewhere I think after 3, they got rid of test your might because I don't know, I guess too much stuff to do. So yeah. So anyway, going on to 3 is pretty much just 2, but adding more characters. And then you got way more characters in 3. You got the what the hell is the name of those robots? Um, anyway, they added those characters in. They added the guy that's a cop and he does a stupid thing. And Naboot, I think his name is Naboot something. Plus they finally added Smoke, which everyone's obsessed with Smoke. You know, Reptile got added in the second one. It was a whole thing with him in the second game. But in the third game, they added Reptile already as a character, the playable character. But then you had like the Robot 2 that were supposed to be. The Robot ones are just like versions of pretty much to me anyway. But they were like just robot versions of Sub-Zero and Scorpion. Because you know they had the guy that would shoot the magnet out. I used to play him Cybok. I think his name is Cybot, whatever. Been a very long time since I played this game, but there's a whole bunch of them in there, and it was cool because it had more characters, made the fight better, had more options. The people learned, changed up a little bit of the abilities. I say it's easier to play with Kung Lao in this game because it got more stuff. Same thing with 2. And there's other characters in there that's easy to play with. Um, Sub-Zero's flawless almost in this game. So yeah, I say three is pretty good, but I won't put it on the same level as two and one because there's certain characters in there that's it's just like a little oversaturated. But there's some characters in there that the Shadow guy, whatever his name is, I think that's Naboot, whatever the hell his name is. But he's like another version of Scorpion and Sub Zero, along with Reptile. Everyone's pretty much a Scorpion Sub Zero copy in this game. Most of the characters that are not like Liu Kang, Kung Lao, Raiden, uh, and even when you go to the girls, you got Katana, Melina, Jade. They're like girl versions of Scorpion and Sub Zero. You know, Sindel, all these characters. So three goes here, and Ultimate Three, which is actually the better Part Three, which is kind of stupid because when he did the Ultimate Three, to me it started when they did that. It was like, okay, here we go. How many of these are gonna do? But they didn't go too far with it. But it was kind of like they're going to Street Fighter level because Street Fighter 1, Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 2. It was like all these Street Fighter 2s. Like literally, you can't say we're on Street Fighter 6. We're on Street Fighter 100 and something, you know? But when it comes to Mortal Kombat, there's two Mortal Kombat 3, so this is correct. There's actually Ultimate Street Fighter. Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, which has once again more characters, same characters, but more added to it. Um, Plus more background scenes. Um, it's not really too different. It's just if you want, if, I would say if you were at home back then and it was on the Super Nintendo, I don't remember really Ultimate 3 being anywhere else but Super Nintendo. But anyway, if you had it back then, if you had a choice between these three games, Part One, Part Two, and Three, and then you had Ultimate Three, you would want to play with Ultimate Three with your friends because it had multiple characters, it had multiple moves. On top of it, like I said, by then you had freaking brutality, animality, uh, you know, everything. I'm keep gonna mess up on words, so gotta get used to it. I want to say we got fatalities, animalities, and uh, just every freaking thing. Okay, so it was something where you would have to be. I kind of wanted to shrink my thing down. Just set to the side, right? Anyway, so you want that game because your friends was around. You have so many characters to play with, and that's the one you want to jump on. I'm not gonna put it at flawless. I'm gonna put it at great because it's one of them games you want to have for all your buddies to come, and you can say I'm crushing you all with Raiden, or I'm crushing you all with Liu Kang, and Sonya Blade. I'm crushing you with her, or whatever. It's one of them games. But here's the thing: Street Fighter Trilogy, okay, is the ultimate version of that. Because really, trilogy is what? Trilogy means three. So really, here's Mortal Kombat Trilogy 3. Which means we got a whole nother Street Fighter 3. And in this one, they go overboard. So now there's more bad guys. You got Kataro you can play with. You got freaking, you can play with, I cannot think of his name right now. Even though he's the main bad guys in all the movies. You can play with Shang Tsung, of course. Which you can play with him, I think it was in 2, or yeah, 2. And then like you can play with him in 3 and stuff. But in this one, you got what the hell is this guy's name? Y'all know I'm talking Cabal, all that, or whatever the hell his name is. I can't think of it right now. But he's the main dude. Anyway, you can play with him, with all these bad guys, and there's all these extra characters you can play with, and it's actually fun too. So I would say, once again, this is one of the Mortal Kombat you would want to get back then that had everybody you could play with. Had so many characters, so many moves, way more fun. I think there was stuff. So somewhere okay with two, you could do stuff where, like I said, you can knock them up in the pits and all that stuff. And three, you got more different stages, and you can do things with the stage, with the characters. And here in trilogy, it became more of that. You could do more things with the background. and the characters, and it was kind of fun. And literally, like I said, if you had your friends around, Trilogy would be the one you want to play. On Ultimate, if you don't got Trilogy, and you sit there and you just rock it like a hurricane, I guess. I'm making rock references. You just get down and whoop everybody's ass, and it was a fun game. And so all these games right here, these five I have, and so but Trilogy goes is great. I mean, there's nothing really too different. Like I said, all of these are the same damn game. Three, Mortal Kombat 3, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, and Mortal Kombat Trilogy are all Mortal Kombat 3. That's the honest God truth. You think about it. I mean, what else would it be? You know what I'm saying? It's like that's what it is. So anyway, so then when Mortal Kombat was out, like when three came out, okay, it wasn't. I think this one's out of place when it comes to the order here of the tier thing because I remember the Sub Zero Mortal Kombat coming out when Part Two came out. And because I remember like there was a stupid commercial of him, and he used to sit on the top of this shelf in the damn video game store. That's how much of a nerdy mall rat person I was. And I would go in there and go, oh, the Mortal Kombat, Sub Zero, and all this. But when it came out, it was all right. Once again, it still had the realistic looking people, so you played like that, which made the game kind of fun because it was a side stroller type of thing, and you were going around and trying to get to the bad guys, and you're freezing people everywhere. Made it more animated instead of just they're fighting and then they're dying or whatever. But it made it more animated for the realistic looking person. Whoever the guy was that played Sub Zero probably had fun trying to make this game, doing little stupid moves and things. But I won't put it at freaking like all high like all these other games. It's gonna have to go down to like okay. I'm not gonna say it's bad. It's okay. It's okay, a little fun game to play if you just want to be Sub Zero and do something. It's not, you know, nothing special. It's not like, okay, you're in a Sub Zero game and you're going to play everyone versus Sub Zero type of thing or something stupid. It's a side stroller game. So it shouldn't be even in the list because it's just, I'm going to take that back because of what's the name later on. And Shajinko's typed him in. I don't know how most people is because they don't even talk about him anymore in other Mortal Kombat games. But yeah, so it's just a side stroller. It's fun or whatever, and I don't know. It's just what it is. It's okay. Like I said, that's why it's in the okay section. So Mortal Kombat 4. Mortal Kombat 4. What can I say? Okay. Mortal Kombat 4 is 3D. So it's like I'll say it's around the time of like Zelda and Ocarina of Time, Mario 64 type of shit. It's around that time period. And the thing about it is, it's a fun game to play, but when you take all these other games we just talked about on this tier list, where they're human looking people, and then you turn around and you're like, okay, I'm gonna play Mortal Kombat 4 because well, Mortal Kombat 4 has this new feature and this and that and stuff, but really it changed the game. It didn't like make the game like I don't know how to explain it. It's not like a game where to me anyway, it's not a game where you would sit there and go, okay, well, this is Mortal Kombat 4. It's got better fatalities. It's got better graphics. Like I said, the graphics at the time was 64. Everything going 3D in that game. Mario, Mega Man, Zelda, Metroid, everybody. Only thing cool is GoldenEye. Okay. And then what they try to do that Tekken? No, what's it called? Not Tekken. Well, Tekken was coming out too, but what was the name of that game where you killed dinosaurs? Turok or something like that. Turok was a thing people played. Perfect Dark. I remember playing Perfect Dark. There's some weird feeling there with Perfect Dark. I don't know what it was I was doing at the time, but it was like maybe alcohol or drinking. play, and I'm underage, so I don't care. I can admit my faults and shortcomings back then. But anyway, so um, Yeah, Perfect Dark, stuff like that. So that's the type of graphics that Mortal Kombat 4 had. It wasn't that Mortal Kombat 4 sucked, but it's not as good as to me. I'm not gonna just to me. It's not as good as the rest of those other games back in the day. Because I mean, yeah, they added some new characters too, and like I said, it's that type of graphics, so it made it animated more than realistic looking. So even now, if you were to put it against like Mortal Kombat, oh shit, like 11 or something, or anything in between that before you even get there with the DC, Marvel, whatever, Mortal Kombat, then yeah, any of these Mortal Kombats, it's not the same. It's the only one where visually it doesn't look like Mortal Kombat. It looks like just a game that someone made by using Mortal Kombat characters. Like you can mod it probably easy nowadays, but at the same time, it's just not Mortal Kombat. You know, like you rip the head off and they look real, and they be like, oh crap. I think, but it's in this game, it's just like okay, whatever, you know. So I, sorry to everybody when I say I believe Mortal Kombat 4 is bad. It's just not that good of a. There's nothing that grabbed me from that game. And when I did get it for, I think I had it on the PlayStation at the time, and I do think I had it for 64 when I had it. But when I had the 64, I was all about Zelda and Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask type of stuff, and I was like playing like Star Fox. Star Fox is something that is awesome to play, and I don't know what happened to it. If you bring it back, um, so yeah, and then Afterburner. I used to play Afterburner. I had hooked up the speaker system back in the day, and then I would play a video game like Afterburner, and then I had some music playing, and it would be badass. Like, and then Sonic, I would play Sonic, and have some badass music playing. I make Sonic headbang like, you know, and then, I used to play. I would beat Sonic 2 within 20 minutes. And it was a thing that I would do. And then like people would come by and stuff. And I remember this one guy came was a friend of mine's like relative or whatever. And he was tripping like I guess he came in stoned or whatever. And he was like, "This game is fast. How you playing this fast?" I'm like, "Yeah." It was funny as hell. And he's like, "You beat this game and how fast? What do you mean you just started this game?" And I said, "No, I played like beat it like started 20 minutes ago." And he was tripping. So it was a thing I did. It was this big stupid thing I did where I beat the game within 20 minutes of Sonic 2. Now I don't even know if I can beat it that like that, but it was a thing back then. But anyway, yeah, I've been obsessed with video games forever. So anyway, so moving on, we're doing whatever this Mortal Kombat is. I'm gonna be honest, I have never played this game. I don't even know what the hell it's saying. Mortal Kombat Special Forces, I think. Force 10. I have no idea what the hell this is. So I'm not even gonna give it okay. I'm just gonna like, I'm gonna put it in the bad because first off, I ain't never heard of it. I didn't hear nobody talking about it. I could be wrong, but I'm thinking it's in the same time period of Mortal Kombat 4. And I'm thinking it might be so bad that no one gives a damn about it. And that's why I don't know about it. So I'll just put it there. I don't know this game. Can barely read it on this stupid tier list thing, but I know everything else. It's in here pretty much. So that's where it's going. So now we're going to one I do know, Deadly Alliance. Now when Deadly Alliance came up, this is a hell of an improvement from Mortal Kombat. When it came to the upgrades on graphics and design and stuff, the Deadly Alliance is actually pretty cool because of the storyline. And I actually think this is out of order somehow. It actually is out of order. Because wait a minute. So I think it would be Shaolin monks before. I'm not quite sure, but I think it's out of order. But anyway, Deadly Alliance is the bad guy that's gray. I forget his name because he's a later on character. He's not a familiar character with Mortal Kombat. And every time they make a movie, they don't. This guy is so new that it wouldn't make sense to people that watch the Mortal Kombat movies. But he came along and he worked with Raiden and I think it was Shang Tsung. They all came together to use their powers to do something or whatever. And like I think this one in this story is either this one, Deadly Alliance, or Armageddon, where Liu Kang dies, and he's a zombie and he's doing his martial arts. But either way, that it was actually a pretty good game, and it ties together with Deception, which is the next game on this tier. So I give it a great. It's a great game. I'm gonna say it's a great game, but with the tying together of Deception, it's a whole different thing. But this Deadly Alliance was actually a good storyline. That's what I liked about it. Because yeah, you're fighting and everything, and the storylines gets way better. That's why I say the difference is between one and like all the other ones. One, two, three, and the other threes are all the same type of thing. You read the storyline and you go in and fight, and then it's over with. So you really have to leave the storyline to your imagination. That's why you can create anything back in the day when they made the Mortal Kombat movies, because it's leaving a lot to your imagination. All you did was read it, so you got to assume what it looked like. So they were able to make it look impressive. Even though people say the old Mortal Kombat movies are bad, you got to think about it. They just had words to tell you what was going on in the story in the video game. So they left it to their imaginations and made it happen. Unlike when they made the Mario Brothers movies, where you're actually seeing everything laid out, and they still made crap to their imagination because they didn't know what the hell to do. So, but which makes so you have to. I don't know what I'm trying to say right there. I'm trying to say that you had more material for Mario than you did for freaking Mortal Kombat, but still Mortal Kombat still looked impressive based off of the storyline that they read, whatever, on a video game. But so anyway, when you get to Deadly Alliance, there's no more to reading. There's acting right there. There's character dialogue. You got the whole thing is impressive. And we got better graphics now. Okay, I know people always say, "Oh, it's got better graphics. It's better graphics." I come from when freaking Atari was around, and you're like, "Oh, Shelby, you want to play Atari?" All this crap is better graphics than me. When freaking 8-bit came out, Nintendo came out in '85. To me, it was like, "Oh wow, this is amazing!" Because, like I said, we had freaking Atari, and before that, I had this stupid Pong thing, and I've only seen one place talk about it. One person talk about it was Angry Video Game Nerd, where he had this episode where he was talking about the Pong system. I had one, but when I watched his show, it kept me hooked. He didn't have the one I had, which I have no idea. It's been so long. It's been like, man, I had it in the '80s, so it's like I have no idea where it went. But he just had Pong and like tennis on the thing, and all he did a beep, beep, beep. I mean, all this stuff is amazing graphics to me. So when people get in the complaining mode, they're like, oh my god, the graphics are sorry on this system. The graphics is. I'm thinking to myself, have you ever played Atari? Have you played Atari? Have you played the what is it, ColecoVision or any of that crap we had back in the day? I was about to say Neo Geo, but Neo Geo's still good too. But either way, man, what I'm getting at is just that y'all gotta count your blessings where they are. Some things ain't perfect. Sometimes people out here looking for the most perfect thing in the world, and the whole time they had something that was just as good that can satisfy them in ways they can't imagine, but they don't give it enough credit, enough respect. And they pass it over for something they thought was gonna be good, and then they get shot down in flames because they're like, damn, this ain't what I thought it was. I don't know how many times I can tell you that happened to me in life, and I know it happens to a lot of other people. So you gotta pay attention. Is it really that good? Is it really that great? Go to the friend that got the one with the great graphics and tell me if you think it's good. Then go buy it. Don't just buy it because it's good graphics and or this is good and that. Like everyone's obsessed with. I hear it all the time because I've been playing GTA lately. Everyone's obsessed with GTA 6. But God, count your blessings. You got GTA out there right now. There's so many things that ain't created. GTA Online, no pixels, got GTA, all this. The little black girl plays a town on Twitch. It is their towns or whatever it's called. So many different versions. Just be satisfied with what you got. That's the problem with society right now. Is people are not happy with what they got. I ain't trying to go off topic, but video games is a prime example of people not appreciating things. And it's the same thing with movies nowadays. With movies, I get you guys. Their movies are so crappy now. Like back in the day, I would love to go to certain movies and you sit there in theaters all the time. But back then, the difference is it was new to us, and we'd be like, oh wow, this and that, and we liked it, enjoyed it. But now it's so oversaturated. Even the stuff back then, people make fun of it now. But back then, to us, it was cool. You know, we didn't have super special effects and stuff. But to me, it's too many special effects now. And there's not enough dialogue, and there's not enough creativity when it comes to things. And so the most creative artwork is these video games. So we have to respect and honor the creators that do it, even if it's sloppy and crappy. Yes, complain about the mechanics if you don't like it or whatever, but give the game some credit because you can't make it. You know, that's all I'm saying. Like, you know, appreciate what you got. You know, don't be a person that every time you get something you complain and whine because then there's no pleasing you. You know, that goes with everything. That goes with relationships too. There's be people you got a girlfriend or a boyfriend, whatever it is. If you're a girl, you got a boyfriend, whatever. And it's like you guys aren't happy with what you got. You gotta go find another person. You gotta do this and that. I'm usually happy with what I got. But dang it, I don't want to take too much time trying to work and trying to get something else. And I don't even see the reason why. If I got it, I'm good. You know, so it's the same thing. So I'm just saying this because you got it. You get the game, Mortal Kombat. Forget how good the graphics is. And I'm saying that because later on what I'm going to talk about with these other games. So enough with me going through that long journey of trying to explain that y'all need to quit complaining about graphics. Okay. So serious, quit complaining about graphics. I don't end up going into a long lecture about graphics and y'all not appreciating the graphics and complaining because I'm sick of video game people doing that. And I ain't talking about the video game creators, I'm talking about the fans. So, Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance is a good game. Like I said, good storyline, everything. And when I first played it, it was a shocking thing to me because I'm like, whoa, look what they did to Mortal Kombat. This is cool. Even though they didn't go back to the human looking, people that acted out and then they make them videotized, it still is pretty damn good. You know? So Deadly Alliance is awesome. And where Deadly Alliance gets even better is when they made Mortal Kombat Deception. Okay? That's this one I'm moving around right now. Okay? Got dog getting one up there. Mortal Kombat Deception is a good game. Now, I think the problem with Deception, where people don't like it, but I can't understand why, is you have three different options of gameplay. You have the Mortal Kombat puzzle game, where they're fighting at the top, and you drop in the crystals, kind of like Tetris. Ugh, excuse me. It's kind of like Tetris. And then you put them the things together, and then they're fighting, and you're like, oh my god, this is like Tetris and with Mortal Kombat. So it kind of takes the stuff away from it. Then you have the story mode that's kind of like an RPG. And this to me is the best part of Mortal Kombat Deception. And you play this guy named Sajinko. We play him as a kid, so this is the one Mortal Kombat I believe should have been a part two, should have been sequels like Mortal Kombat Deception 2 or Mortal Kombat Deception 3, because the way they talk about this guy and how he got tricked into doing all this shit, he should have been like they could do that to anybody else in the realms, okay, and it could have spread on to other games like you could say Sub Zero tricked this guy into being in the realms and going to do a mission for him and worshiping him and all this crap. Because you got to think with all these powers these Mortal Kombat characters got, if a normal human came across them, they would be like, oh my god, this person's a god. And they would actually try to worship them, and then they would send them out on missions to do stuff for their god. And that's kind of what happens in the Deception. Shijinko starts off as a kid in the story mode, and it's like I said, it's pretty much like a role playing game because you're going around, you're asking questions, like Legend of Zelda or anything, and you go and you talk to people, they tell you stuff, you get items and things like that. But when you come across a Mortal Kombat character, you fight them in the fighting mode, um, like the regular fighting mode. And so then you fight them, and then you go back to the story where you're walking around and doing these adventures, going through Shaolin, going to the realms, Then going through something that makes him go old real quick. I forget what that was. But it's cool. The whole damn thing is cool. And I loved that game. I love Mortal Kombat Deception and Shijinko and everything that happens with him because later on it's tied together. It's tied together with Alliance, Deadly Alliance, I think it is, because it builds up to why this other guy got power in the realms. Uh, Damn, it's so long ago since I beat this game, so I really can't remember the ending. But I love the hell of that story. So anyway, the first part you could do the story mode thing like I'm telling you, and go around and pick items, and then you get to the fight mode where every time I say you came across I don't know Raiden, you got to fight Raiden like you do regular fighting game style. And then after that, the story starts. Now this happens already in the newer version. I think it's Mortal Kombat 12 or whatever we're at now. Mortal Kombat 1, I guess they call it now. So they got that in that one now, the newer one. But this is where it started. I'm telling you, it starts in Deception. Deception started that. If you don't know, so the new Mortal Kombat's how they fight, and then their story mode, and then they fight, and they go back to story mode. It all started in Deception. It really did. And the graphics, once again, y'all be like, oh, graphics, this and that. But the graphics are the same as Deadly Alliance. So it's actually a pretty good game. And the cool, this is the thing that makes it cool is the story with Sajinko and how he starts off as a kid and his stuff happens in his village and he doesn't know what the hell is going on, and then he's forced to go to all these realms and go through these damn portals and deal with these crazy gods and all these crazy ass people, and he don't know what the hell is going on. And then he start getting old. He just starts getting old, but he started all this martial arts. He spent his whole life running around picking up crap, doing things for some god he worships, that he thinks he worships. At the same time, learning all this martial arts from all these different places and fighting all these Mortal Kombat characters. And then to finally come across whatever it is he's looking for with all this power and all this wisdom he's got for over the years of going all over the place. And you have to say years because he pretty much is immortal by this point. And then he gets betrayed. That's the reason why it's called Mortal Kombat Deception. The deception, the betrayal, that's what makes it good. So, shout out to the creators of Mortal Kombat Deception, y'all. Okay? I don't care what y'all say. So, to me, Mortal Kombat Deception is flawless. Okay? It's a flawless ass game. People don't like I said, the puzzle thing where you're doing Tetris and they're fighting on top of the thing, and then you got the regular fight mode. And then some people just don't like the story mode with Shijinko. They don't like it. I love it. And then at the same time, you're gonna see the trailer in the game anyway when they're where he's telling the story of how he started off on his quest, and he's getting betrayed. And so you play the game, it makes so much sense. It's a fun game. Maybe I'm a dork and I just think it's cool, but fun game. So another great game, Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. Now, Shaolin Monks it's an awesome game, y'all. I'm trying to think of how I'm gonna explain it to you guys. Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks is a great game because we already know that Liu Kang is Shaolin Temple, and he was the one chosen from Shaolin to fight in uh, in the whole Mortal Kombat game. And let me see something. Yeah. Cops is outside. This is an everyday thing. I gotta get out of my neighborhood, y'all. So subscribe. Give me some tier subs. Give me some crap. Give me all this ghetto. Okay. So back to what I'm saying. All right. Okay. We know Shaolin is the place of Liu Kang, and Shaolin is where Kung Lao comes from. And so, where this game is cool is that they fight together or whatnot. Now, the story of Kung Lao and Liu Kang changed over the years because originally Kung Lao was actually the ancestor of Liu Kang, and then Liu Kang, got into Mortal Kombat. Kung Lao was the original person who went to the thing, but then it changed. Like they weren't there at the same time, and that's what this is. Like they're saying that they're in Shaolin at the same time and stuff. There was a TV show in '90, I want to say '93 or '94, but I'll say '93 of Mortal Kombat. So right after the Mortal Kombat movie came out and the badass Mortal Kombat CD that everybody had, with all the, power, power, or whatever the hell the name of the song was, and then go, go, go. They talk about Sonya Blade. It's a good album, It's the one where you got Mortal Kombat. That's what the whole album's type. And if you're working out martial arts wise, it's a good thing to work with. You use your nunchucks to a certain song. I think it's Kano. Anyway, that's back when I used to do that stuff. So, anyway, it was a movie based off of, or not even a movie, a TV series named Mortal Kombat, and it was based off of Kung Lao and how he found out about the realms, Mortal Kombat, and he was coming from Shaolin. So it went off the storyline of how he actually is the ancestor of Liu Kang. This show didn't last that long. I would watch it on like Sundays. I think it would come on, or Saturdays, and it was an hour long show. I've only remember watching maybe, oh hell, about maybe 4 episodes or so, and then it just disappeared. And I have no idea what happened to that show, but it was so good because they would talk about him being in Shaolin and his fighting and how he was able to be qualified for Mortal Kombat, not understanding what Mortal Kombat was, and yet people from Mortal Kombat would come and fight him, and so it was a good show. Okay, so I think half of that is the idea of Shaolin monks, and it's actually so this game is different than. Once again, this is different than other Mortal Kombat games because, and I love the idea. I would say if they would have made a part two to Shaolin monks or three or whatever, it'd be awesome. We would have kept going, but people don't even talk about it no more. You can literally go on Steam and try to find Shaolin monks. I know because I've done it. As soon as I start trying to look up games on Steam, and you cannot find this game or buy it. But they need to put it somewhere because it's a tight game. You can play two-player, and you're not fighting. Now, this game has none of the regular fighting game mechanics where you're sitting there and you're fighting and oh you win or flawless victory or fatality, none of that crap. This game you go through the game like a side scroller, but it's not really a side scroller because you can move in all different directions. And there's certain things you gotta do. You can do it together as a team, kind of like those games like Dex and whatever that little thing was that hung out around them, or Banjo Willie. I don't know. It's something like that, but it's cool because it's martial arts. It's different. It's actually fighting and everything. Yes, there's gore. You can fight armies of the Blanca people, armies of ninjas and stuff, and things like that. You do come across certain characters. This takes place though. I have to say it takes place somewhere around Mortal Kombat 2 and 3 because you get to a certain part where you're going in and you got Sonya chained up, and I forget who else it was that was chained up. I think it was Johnny Cage, and you're going through there and you're going through this big old thing and fight him in an arena. But I used to play this with a female friend of mine, and we would play the Mortal Kombat Shaolin monks, and I would play this with someone else. But me and her would play it and stuff. And, it was a fun game, and I have to say it deserves more credit than what people give it. And so with me, I'm gonna give it more credit because once again, the storyline is good. It's a fun game to play with somebody. Just go around. One person's Liu Kang, one person's Kung Lao. You're beating the hell out of everybody. You both come from the greatest martial arts place ever that brought martial arts to the world. Shaolin is the birthplace of all martial arts. It needs to be respected. So Shaolin monks needs to be respected too. Okay, so Mortal Kombat Shaolin monks. This is a flawless game. It's a beautiful game. Needs to be respected. Needs to be played by everybody. Okay, by everybody. Okay. Now it's still a part because it kind of goes backwards in the story though. But because it's going back, I'm telling you, there's a part where I cannot think of this dude. Cabal, I want to say. What the hell is his name, man? You know what I'm saying? All too easy. I ain't thinking of his damn name. Think of his name. Anyway, fucking Deadly Alliance. Going back, a little recap. Deadly Alliance and Mortal Kombat Deception are connected. Literally, the story's connected. If you pay attention, I say if you're gonna play these two games, I say play Deadly Alliance first, and then play Mortal Kombat Deception. Okay, and you'll see how the storyline is tied together. When you play Shaolin Monks, you'll see that the storyline is all about understanding both Liu Kang and Kung Lao and Shaolin, and the connection of Shaolin and Mortal Kombat tournament, as well as understanding that it's going back to stuff that happened previously, explaining what really happened in that time period through the eyes of Liu Kang and Kung Lao. So that's what's going on in Shaolin Monks. So the thing is, the storylines get real good in this time period of Mortal Kombat, which was the early 2000s. So the Mortal Kombat storylines were getting real good, and in the video games, anyway. Um, so yeah, those are perfect things. Even though I'm putting, now don't get me wrong, I'm putting Deadly Alliance in great because it's a great game, and yeah, I put all three of the Mortal Kombat threes in the great section because they are great games. Don't get me wrong. It's just it's kind of stupid that no one realizes they're all the same damn game, just with more characters. Just keep adding more characters. Like I said, it's just like when Street Fighter had, Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo or Turbo 2, you know what I'm saying? Mortal Kombat, or I mean Street Fighter or whatever the hell 2, Special Edition, and then they had Alpha, and Alpha. I actually wrote a letter to Capcom about Street Fighter, and I said make an Ultimate Street Fighter 2 Alpha thing, and they did. And I had a call from on my voice machine long ago, and then I accidentally erased the damn thing. And it was like, oh my god. And then I was like, no, it's not gonna happen. And then one day I'm in Fred Meyer's, and I said, holy crap, that's the game idea I came up with. And I was like, whatever, it happens. It's like I had bought stock uh, when I had stocks when I was really big in stocks. I got stocks now, but I had stocks in Build a Bear, and I did it because it just sounded funny. I was like Build a Bear, but I had stocks in other places now. But when I had Build a Bear, I was like, what the hell is this? And then I had stocks in gold and some other stuff. And I didn't touch it for months. And I came back and I was like, my gold stock had went up to like $3,000. I pulled it out quicker than shit. And then I look at this Build a Bear. I'm like, what the hell is Build a Bear? What is this crap? And I'm laughing at myself because I know I did it because it was funny to me. And so I pulled the stock out. I said, no one's gonna want to build a bear because I had researched it, and the people go to the store and build a bear for their kid and babies or whatever. And I'm thinking, no one wants to build a damn teddy bear. I'm pulling my money out. Wrong, bad idea. Pull the money out. As soon as I did that, like a year later, just all I hear about from people was just some girl, pretty girl that I was trying to get with, and she had like amazing body, pretty face, and she was like, "Oh, I'm taking my kid to build a bear." I said, "Huh?" I said, "Say that again." And build a bear. I said, "Oh crap, that stock." I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that people really want to take the kids to build bears. I thought it was just like that's a dumb idea, but I was wrong. If I would have left my money in that damn thing, oh, I'd probably be rich as hell. Cause I had put I think it was $600 something into that stock, and I said, I'm pulling this shit out. That's not. No one wants to build a damn teddy bear, and I was wrong. But hell, I didn't know why I started talking about that. But but oh yeah, cause yeah, I had wrote Capcom about freaking because I really like Street Fighter Alpha, and I like Street Fighter Alpha because they had freaking once again added characters in there, but there's so many I like in Street Fighter Alpha, and I kind of mad at this whole fact that Street Fighter keeps going, and they so many unique characters in Street Fighter Alpha. I think still should be in Street Fighter. And yes, kind of like I was talking about earlier, that You know, there's clones of Sub-Zero and Scorpion all through Mortal Kombat, different types and all that. It's the same thing with Street Fighter. You have so many clones of Ken and Ryu, even if they're super powerful evil characters to stupid little characters, like you know uh, Sakura and all that. There's so many clones of them. You got clones of freaking um, M Bison and well, not M Bison, but like Balrog and all that. It's just the same shit. So yeah, I went off topic. I'm talking so and so far off topic. It don't make any sense. But I'm still talking about video games and fighting games. So somehow I'm on the right path. So I'm like, anyway, I'm so off topic. Back to okay. So Mortal Kombat. Here's where Mortal Kombat story is still kind of good. Not as good as Shaolin Monks, Deception, or Deadly Alliance. Okay, this is the Mortal Kombat Armageddon, and it's not even similar to the movie one. I gotta give it. The people complain about the second movie, and here's the truth: the second Mortal Kombat movie that came out originally back in the day is kind of garbage compared to the original one. But I like the fact that they did a whole bunch of cool stuff in the movie. I was such a dork when the first one came out, and there's this fight between Sub Zero and I think it was Liu Kang or somebody in the movie, and I'm like, finish him! I yell this shit out in the theater. Everybody, like, shut the fuck up! I'm like, god dang it, man! Like, I was such a dork. I was so into it though, but I'll never forget that. I was like, finish him! Like, shut up! Nobody getting into the movie but me. Because I'm obsessed with martial arts and Asian cinema. It's pretty much, you go to some black people's house and there's black filmings and stuff everywhere. You're watching black movies everywhere, black shows, everything. And you come over here, I got freaking kung fu movies going, and some Asian girl dancing on the computer or something. All confused. Okay. Anyway, so Mortal Kombat Armageddon. What can I say about it? To me, it's not as good as the other three we just talked about. And as you see, I like these three a lot. I like Alliance, Deadly Deception, and Shaolin Monk, and that's why I keep talking about them and haven't really moved past it because those to me were the best of that era of the early 2000s. They literally are. But Armageddon is well good, and when it comes to just the fighting mechanics of the game. That's not really a storyline I can remember, and that's how I know it didn't really have an effect on me. Like I can tell you, Alliance is a good storyline because you're like, oh wow, these characters are making an alliance, and why are they making this alliance and so forth. But when you get to Deception, you understand, well, holy crap, this is all tied together with the crap that going on in Alliance, Deadly Alliance, and Shijinko, this guy that was a nobody, who really isn't is nobody, becomes somebody in the game, but then later on doesn't matter in anywhere else in the Mortal Kombat world. But he made a lot in the sense in that one. And then the Shaolin Monks is just awesome. Two of my favorite characters I always play with: Kung Lao and Liu Kang. You can't lose with that, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna keep talking about them three. So when it came to Armageddon, it's like this game is just another fighting game. I'm gonna say, and this is gonna piss people off, because it didn't really impact me. But it is great graphics, a lot of cool stuff's going down in it. I'm gonna go on and say it's good. It's good. Okay, you can't sit there and go, oh Shelby, well, what about this? It's like this and that, and I don't care. To me, Mortal Kombat Armageddon is just a good game. It's not. It didn't really. It didn't affect me at all. It wasn't that cool. I mean, it's just like I'm like, listen, I'm telling you everything about Deadly Lions. I'm telling you the whole storyline of the Deception. I'm telling you the same thing with Shaolin Monks. And Shaolin Monks has got this cool ass mechanics when it comes to both of them together. And whoa, and all this crap. And everything's cool with those three games. It's just when they got to Armageddon, they're like, okay, let's kind of go back. If I have to say anything about Mortal Kombat Armageddon, I'll say they kind of went back to the old style of just like, let's just regular fighting game. And, not really get too deep into a lot of stuff of the historical stuff of Mortal Kombat the tournament or anything like that. And so that's what they did. And so it's an all right game. It's a good game. But if there's no other game around, I'm like, okay, let's play this one. Let's play Mortal Kombat Armageddon. But it's not to the point where I'm like, okay, I want to jump on this one, whatever. So it stays down there and good. So let's move on. Mortal Kombat DC. Okay. DC Universe Mortal Kombat. Good game. Good game. You play the Flash. He's beating the living hell out of you. This is the best damn thing around. Then you got Batman and all that. Of course, it leads to the Injustice games and stuff. But at this point, Mortal Kombat is good. Now, here's the thing. If you play straight through like this with all these games, and then you get to this point, you're like, oh wow, this is cool. Mortal Kombat's mixed with the DC universe and stuff, and it kind of mixes lores together and confuses things in a way, but at the same time, damn good entertainment. Damn good entertainment, good time. People who love Mortal Kombat and don't know DC would love to play this, and people who love DC and don't know Mortal Kombat would have fun playing their characters with some franchise that they didn't know about. And so I think it's a good game. It's beyond good. It's great. And at the same time, um, you have to realize, not even at this point, I have to say somewhere around Deadly Alliance, uh, you would say, what the hell happened to test your might? Test your might, fight. It's not there no more. But I think they should have kept that mechanic in the game because it makes it fun. Um, but anyway, this game, storyline, and it is actually all right. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's funny. Um, I like. I used to play the hell out of it. Flash is the best character in that game. I think he plays Superman in there too and stuff. It's a good game. Injustice is good too. I like Injustice. Um, Not as much as this one, I think. Well, in some cases I do. When it comes to special moves, I'm confused now. Talking about it, but I like this game, so I'm gonna go on and say it's a great game. It's a great game. And it's even funner. It's one of them games where you can pull other people in and say, "Oh, you like Batman? How about Batman beating up Liu Kang? How about Kung Lao getting his ass whooped by Green Lantern or something?" You know, it's cool. It's really cool. So this one here, um, I'm just gonna say it's a great game. I can move it up to the floss, but it's like a game where, oh, oh hell, nah, it's great. Anyway, this one with Freddy Krueger, okay. And what's so freaking weird about it is, Mortal Kombat. All these Mortal Kombats came out way before Mortal Kombat in DC universe, and it's like you never thought about combining the two, but combining the two led to them making their own versions of it. And then now it's like Mortal Kombat, you got Terminator coming in and blowing people up. You got Leonardo coming out as a turtle, like turtle power crap, and all this stuff going down now because they mixed the two together. You know, and if they mix Power Rangers with it, that'd be even more weirder. And they probably already have, and I haven't paid attention. But you know what I mean. But yeah, that's the weird part about it is, and then all of a sudden now you got Nightmare Freddy in here and this stuff. So this game is actually kind of funny to me because I like Freddy Krueger and stuff. And you already know that I did another tier list where I talked about horror movies and stuff. So in this one, it's funny because uh, you're whooping people's ass, and then all of a sudden you're in the nightmare and you're killing them, and you're Freddy Krueger. It's funny, okay? I think this is a funny game. It's a fun game. It's interesting for Freddy to be in there. I mean, in a way, it fits because it's Freddy Krueger, and this whole Mortal Kombat other realms things is kind of like a dream fantasy type of world type of thing anyway. So it's kind of funny as hell. And yeah, so I'll put it up here as a flawless game. It's a good game. It's good fun. It's hilarious. It's just hilarious. It goes up there. This Mortal Kombat X thing is a good game. It's a good game. I want to put it up further, but this is when they start doing like, let's look at the skeleton break inside the body and all this stuff. Actually, it happens somewhere around the Freddy Krueger thing where they do that. That mechanic got added in, and it's kind of cool. But at the same time, it's like, damn, they look at people jaw break and shatter inside their body, and then you toss their body, and all that stuff is cool. But it's like, damn, that's even worse than all the other crap we've seen before in the past. You know, before it was just to cut the head off and then they rip the skeleton out. Now you go and you see them go, they break the bones here, crack their neck there, the whole skeleton broke his leg. It's crazy crap. They see all the inside of their body and also back to this. Like, that'd be crazy, man. So, Mortal Kombat X, I'm gonna just say it's good. I can move up more, but I'm gonna say it's good because, you fuck it, we'll say it's great. I'll say it's great, but at the same time, I'm thinking of saying it's good because it doesn't have what I'm talking about when it comes to the storylines that make it sound good. It's just like straight up going back to, you know, going back to the whole thing of being a fighting game. And most of these do. Most of them do. Um, this one I can't even remember what the hell the name of it is called. I'm not gonna say it's bad, but I'll put that one in good. Cause I don't even remember what the hell the name of this one is. I know X, and then I think it was, what is that? This was a side game. I can't remember the name of it at all. So anyway, it's good. 11, I like. I'm gonna say 11 is great. It's great because that's when they start doing all this crap where you add in other characters like I said, Terminator and all this, and you blow some. Like also the Terminators out there. Leonardo comes out with a big shell, and they try to make it look like the turtles from the movie, which is my favorite turtle thing. Even though I loved the cartoon back in the '80s, you know, that like hot rodding teenagers with a little mini movie that's actually a TV series. The Shredder, Splinter. I used to watch that so many times. It's like, you know, the only thing they sell those anymore with VHS. I still have those VHSs of the original shit. So I don't know. It's just 11 goes great. It's great Mortal Kombat because they started adding all these other things and characters, and it's just cool, man. You can't beat that. Why the hell would you want to? You bring in people from other franchises, just like you did with Marvel, I mean DC, and it makes it fun. So this one, Mortal Kombat, the newer one is actually pretty damn good. Okay, I'm putting it up here with flawless. And here's the reason why. It makes Mortal Kombat more. It's like Deception. Okay, I can't bullshit about it. It's like Mortal Kombat Deception. They're telling the whole story. They add so many colors to the story, and it's a fresh take on it. It's a fresh take on the story, and you know they go around, they talk in a story mode, and then bang, during the fight scene, and then bam, they're back to the story mode. I like that mechanic with Mortal Kombat. I liked it ever since Deception, and that's what every Mortal Kombat should be, you know, but it's not. So it goes up here with follows. And this one, which I have not played yet. What is this? Onslaught? I haven't played that one. So I have no idea what it's like. I'm gonna put it in the okay section because I haven't played it yet. I'm gonna say it's okay. So with that, that's most of my Mortal Kombat stuff. But yeah, we have to put Mortal Kombat the one new one that is made up here with flawless. And this is my tier list for Mortal Kombat. Okay? And this is the honest to God truth of it. This is the way it should be played. The games on the top are all great, perfect games. And the great version is all good. Good version, still good. And okay and bad is okay and bad. I wouldn't even bother those ones, honestly. Except for, like I said, I don't know this game yet, so I wouldn't take it. I was putting it in okay because hey, it's okay. It has to be okay. So that's what I gotta say. Um, Other than that, Mortal Kombat is good when it has a storyline going through it. I say when it comes talking to this about this Mortal Kombat Deception, that the only thing storyline with Mortal Kombat that comes close to Deception, I think, would be the new Mortal Kombat movie they made just recently or a while ago, because it's been a couple years now, where that guy comes out and he turns out to be Scorpion's descendant or something. That's kind of like what Deception is. You know, a guy gets pulled out of nowhere and he's tied to the realms and all this crap and doesn't know it. Except for Shajenko wasn't forced to just jump in the tournament. He was on a lifelong, long ass quest, uh, being deceived. But it's still the same thing because it turns out the guy in the movie, was actually descendant, and his whole purpose was to do this thing with, for Scorpion and didn't even know it. So in a kind of a way, it's kind of the same thing of deception. So that's the way I look at it. And I don't know. So whenever the other movie comes out, I'm willing to see it and check it out. Hopefully, Mortal Kombat will last a long time. You know, Midway deserves the biggest shout outs for making such a legendary video game series that everyone will never forget. And I hope all of you guys go play in my order if you want to. So, peace be with you all. Thank you for watching, and have a good day. Peace.